Thank God this season is almost over. What is going on YouTube and the great people of the internet? It is your boy ThunderBuddy29 here, back today with another video. As we are now beginning the final countdown of Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 3. As we are now less than a week away from it officially ending, as we would go on to Chapter 5 Season 4. But as this season starts to wrap up, as I usually would, I would give my final review and my final thoughts on it. And let me just say, this season just fucking sucked. Now, before I get right into this video, if you guys enjoy the videos that you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button down below, share this with your friends, and hit that bell so you will never miss another video. And of course, join the channel today. For as low as $2 a month, we would really love to have you here. But anyways, we got a lot to get into in this video, so without further ado, let's begin, shall we? Alright folks, so honestly, why does this season suck? Well, there's a few big reasons why. Starting off with reason number one, this season was just boring. Like, it was so dry, you had like little to no content at all. The season was so dry, hell, it was even more dry than the Sahara Desert. And during the season, all you had were two big updates, which was the Pirates of the Caribbean collab, and of course Fortnite Reload, which arguably Reload pretty much carried this entire season and had saved it from a complete and total disaster. Probably because, like what I said earlier, people are getting tired of Fortnite being this so insanely realistic Call of Duty wannabe type game. They just want to go back to when Fortnite was a simple game to play. The Fortnite that everyone knew and loved. Which it explains why it took a lot of players away from Battle Royale to the point that it continued to outperform the main Battle Royale mode and have more players. It was even having more players than Battle Royale for like 3 weeks after it was released. When you have a side mode completely dominate against your main mode, that's when you should know something is wrong, and you definitely fucked up big time. You can argue with me if you want on this, but this season was by far more dry than Chapter 4 Season 3. And the reason why I say that, the best example is the summer event, which honestly, I would not even call this a summer event at all. I mean, this was all we had for a summer event. I thought last year's summer event was lazy because all we had was one tiny area of the map decorated summer themed. But this time, it somehow had turned out to be even more lazier than that. Because there was no new items put in the game, there was not a single summer decoration on the map, not even a front cover, not even a trailer, and all we had was this. Just a quest to unlock 3 items, and that was it. They just called that a summer event. Like, what a complete fucking joke. Honestly, it really would not surprise me if they decide to not do a summer event next year, because how extremely lazy this was, and honestly, like I said, I really would not even call this an event at all. It was nothing but a complete and total disgrace. And with that being said, I'm actually concerned, especially for next season, we're supposed to have 4 nightmares. I am worried that they are going to somehow flop with that the same way they did with Winterfest and the last 2 summer events. And reason number 2 of why this season sucked was the cars and Nitro Fists. Now don't get me wrong, these items were so fucking overpowered and very insanely broken. Especially with the cars because of how much of a hot topic that it had become, which would later on divide the Fortnite community. It turned into a major divide between sweat players and casual players. Because a lot of the low-skilled casual players loved the cars, while a lot of the pros and sweats hated them. And just 1 week into the season, they had nerfed the cars, which of course, a lot of the sweats were happy, while a lot of the casuals were pissed, and it would cause a mini civil war within the Fortnite community. Now, as a casual player myself, I did agree with this change, but I think it was a very bad compromise, and I think they handled this situation very badly. And one thing that should have been done was there should have been more powerful counters to the cars. Like, if you would have had like the Anvil rocket launcher or remote explosives, I think it would have been fine. And with that, I don't think there would have been as much controversy or divide over it. At the same time, they added in the Boogie Bomb, which was a pretty effective counter to the cars, but of course they took it out shortly after, which of course, that was a fucking stupid decision. And it wasn't only good just to counter cars, it also countered people who use Nitro Fists as well, knowing how insanely overpowered that was too. And there wasn't that much you could use to counter that either, except cars. And with that being said, that is going to take me to reason number 3. And number 3, the loot pool. Now honestly, I think this loot pool was pretty bad too. Out of all seasons I have ever played, This season by far had the worst AR selection. You had the garbage DMR from last season, you had the Enforcer rifle from Chapter 5 Season 1, while the Warforged AR was the only AR of this season that was actually somewhat decent. The reason why I hate the Enforcer AR and the DMR was because of their very slow fire rates, and that's why during those seasons nobody would use them. And the damage for the shotguns were the same as they were in the last 2 seasons. They were just complete and total ass. Despite having the combat shotgun return, that would be the only shotgun that actually did decent damage. While the SMGs, nothing really changed about them either. And the season also had no snipers, which of course, that was fucking stupid already. Just about as dumb as when they tried that back in Chapter 2 Season 6. Argue with me if you want on this, but you really can't have a Battle Royale game without snipers. Honestly, I was just very disappointed with this loot pool. But overall, for my final thoughts and conclusion for this season was just very underwhelming. Like, it looked promising in the beginning. It looked like it was going to get better. But after the first couple weeks of the season, it just got to the point I was just like, I can't. It was just so chaotic. It was just fucking horrendous, especially with the cars and the Nitro Fist spam. It was just out of control, and with a boring loot pool on top of everything else. But was there still any good moments that happened during the season? Well, yes there was. And that was Fortnite Reload. And I know I'm going to be called nostalgia blind for that, but honestly, I don't give a shit if I do or don't. And a lot of people were able to agree with that as well. I mean, the player count spoke for itself. And with that, it was putting the season to shame, and had caused Fortnite Battle Royale's player count to sink to an all-time low, the lowest it had ever been. And it was not only because people are getting tired of Chapter 5, it was because people were getting tired of the season, especially with the car spams and Nitro Fists. People wanted to go back to when Fortnite was Fortnite, and when Fortnite was a simple game to play. And Fortnite Reload was actually a very good compromise. It was something most people could get behind on. And that's why during this season, I spent more time on Reload than playing the actual Battle Royale mode itself. And it's not because of nostalgia. It's because I'm getting so tired of Fortnite trying to be something that it's not supposed to be. I'm so tired of how they're trying to make this game so insanely realistic, like a Call of Duty wannabe type game. I want to go back to when Fortnite was Fortnite. I want to be playing Fortnite again, not Call of Duty. That's why I don't play Warzone, because it's fucking garbage. I don't want Fortnite to be a Warzone 2.0. And this is something that many people in the Fortnite community are getting sick and tired of. Especially with the graphics being insanely realistic and the bullet drops. Like, people just want Fortnite to be a simple game like it used to be. And I think with the success of Reload is the reason why this season had caused Fortnite to sink to an all-time low. But other than Reload and the Pirates of the Caribbean collab, not much else happened during the season. Except for the summer event, which that by far was the laziest summer event they had ever done. And not only that, it was the laziest seasonal event Fortnite had ever done. And arguably, I would not even call it an event at all. That was a complete fucking joke. This season was very overhyped, but it turned into a disaster pretty quickly. Hell, even Metallica was not enough to keep the hype going. This season was just very underwhelming, and most of all, it was just boring. It was so boring to the point that I actually sat most of the season out, and that's something I don't usually do. But at least next season, based on what I've been seeing so far, is looking way more promising than this season ever did. But anyways, that's all I got for today's video. What did you guys think of this season? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you guys enjoyed or agree with this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share this with your friends, and hit that bell for notifications so you will never miss another video. Follow me on Twitter/X. I love you guys, and I appreciate all the support that you've been giving me. And most of all, thank you all so much for 7,500 subscribers. We are now 3/4 of the way to 10,000. Thank you all so much. I love you all to death. And until next time, I will see you all in the next video. And this is ThunderBuddy29. Sign off.